I take it you must have reached out to the school board. What have they told you?
Nothing. I actually went in for a meeting the next morning to talk to the vice principal, which is right over there, and I have a recording of her admitting to doing absolutely nothing. They didn't give my daughter any medical attention whatsoever. They didn't do anything at all, actually. They suspended the girls for 2 days for assaulting my daughter, and they were brought back to school. She didn't even call the police liaison, which is actually her legal obligation. They didn't call the police, but they'll call the police for their own protection.
Yes.
So what's the deal with Elsie McGill Public School in Oshawa, Ontario? Well, it looks like thanks to the Hug a Thug trustees running the Durham District School Board, these educrats are now reaping what they sow. And what are they sowing, you might ask? Well, how about a bumper crop of out-of-control bullying? Here's the deal. Schools everywhere put posters on display stating zero tolerance for bullying. That's a great sentiment. It really is. But in practice, these progressive school board trustees believe that zero tolerance for bullying means accommodating the bullies, not the victims. Case in point, for months now, a trio of 3 grade 8 girls at Elsie McGill Public School have been physically assaulting not only younger children, but even teachers. And nothing tangible is being done about their outrageous behavior. The carnage being carried out by these mean girls is so bad that on Wednesday, police were called to the school. As well, several parents pulled their children from the school. Also, a demonstration took place outside Elsie McGill by several parents and their supporters. We rushed out to Elsie McGill to see what was going on. Here, check out my interviews with 2 of the mothers whose children are being endlessly bullied.
So my daughter is in grade 8. And this is her home school, first of all. These students have been bussed in. This is not their home school. And last year, they started harassing my daughter. I reached out to the principal. I had a sit down with the principal, the vice principal. I reached out to Jeff Maharaj from Durham District School Board, and I asked him to put a stop to it. Jeff Maharaj reached back to me and said, Alicia, these girls will not be in your daughter's class. September, 3 days into September, they were in my daughter's class. I told my daughter to just write it out. On last Friday, my daughter texted me panicking, saying these girls are threatening to jump her and beat her. When I got to school, it became a riot. It almost had a bloodshed. The office was full at least 13 police officers. Okay, this is a school. These are young kids. This needs to stop. All I'm hearing is we're looking into the matter. We're looking into the matter. These girls should not have been in school starting on Monday because they're investigated. Today, they came to school, physically assault the principal and the teacher, push their way into the school. My daughter again called me from a portable because she's been locked in a portable to keep her safe. The school went on lockdown again. Police was here this morning. What are we doing? What are we running here? This is unacceptable, and I will not stop until these bullies are expelled, period.
Well, folks, I'm with another mother whose grade 6 daughter has been physically attacked and brutalized. Her name is Amanda Ackerman. Amanda, what's your daughter's story? Why has she been targeted by this egregious threesome in the first place?
I really don't know why she was attacked in the first place, but she was attacked in the bathroom of this school. She was assaulted, pinned to the wall, and then they started poking her, grabbed her by the head. My daughter bit one of the girls to get away. She ran outside to the portables, where she ran inside of an unlocked portable at lunchtime. There was no supervision whatsoever. They grabbed her out of the portable, grabbed her by her head, threw her down the stairs, and then proceeded to punch and kick and attack my daughter until finally one of the lunch supervisors was grabbed by another child.
And this was all unprovoked? There was nothing your daughter did to initiate this kind?
She was just in the bathroom with her friends.
I take it you must have reached out to the school board. What have they told you?
Nothing. I actually went in for a meeting the next morning to talk to the vice principal, which is right over there, and I have a recording of her admitting to doing absolutely nothing. They didn't give my daughter any medical attention whatsoever. They didn't do anything at all, actually. They suspended the girls for 2 days for assaulting my daughter, and they were brought back to school. She didn't even call the police liaison, which is actually her legal obligation. They didn't call the police, but they'll call the police for their own protection.
Yes. And Alicia, you told me off camera a very interesting story. You were looking at the process of getting a peace bond
Yes.
to protect your daughter.
Yep.
And talk about another example of hug a thug. What happened?
So I went to everybody. I went to CAS about these children. I went to the police officers. The police sent me to the courthouse. This morning I went to the courthouse to get a peace bond, and it stopped there because I didn't have the student's address. So I came back to the school and I showed them that, listen, I'm trying to get a peace bond. You guys need to help meet me halfway. So what the superintendent said to me this morning is, Alicia, go ahead with the peace bond if that's what you choose, and let the liaison officer for the school give them the information for the student because of confidentiality. And I'm not stopping. I am doing the peace bond, and I am going to get these children's charge.
Unbelievable. Let's protect the privacy of the bullies. Amazing.
Exactly.
Now, I did reach out to the Durham District School Board for comment by email, of course. You see, last year I was indefinitely trespassed from DDSB headquarters. I know that sounds very serious, doesn't it? What crime did I commit? Well, I asked a trustee about the sexualized content in the books the DDSB provides for its students. This snowflake trustee was so offended by my query that the school board solution was to shut down the practice of journalism. I'm not making this out. Check it out.
On record, you're saying I've been trespassed from the property?
Yes.
And there's no reason for that?
Well, I don't have the piece of paper. If you can check your emails, otherwise I can go get the official trespass notice and serve you.
But Brett, what have I done that's been disruptive? I've just
Can't
been
answer that for you,
practicing
sir.
journalism.
Yeah.
It's a fair question.
Yeah, but it's a question I can't answer. I'm not the one who trespassed you, so.
Can you believe that? I mean, talk about bullies. But then again, school board trustees are uber bullies themselves when it comes to dealing with parents who have concerns about the woke curriculum. Mums and dads are routinely frog marched out of the school board headquarters by police simply for raising concerns about inappropriate material. Incredible. In any event, the DDSB did respond to me via email. Spokesman Cody Wilkins stated, quote, "There was no lockdown at the school Wednesday. Rather, the school implemented a localized safety protocol, securing students in designated areas as a precautionary measure for a short period of time. This protocol is part of our commitment to ensuring the safety and well-being of all students and staff," end quote. I don't know about you folks, but doesn't securing students in designated areas as a precautionary measure, doesn't that kind of sound lockdownish to you? But never mind. As I expected, the DDSB said they couldn't speak about the specific bully case due to privacy concerns. You know, everyone hides behind privacy these days. They really do. Sorry, but the lack of transparency by a taxpayer-funded institution is downright egregious. But Mr. Wilkins went on to add, quote, "In all instances of bullying, the DDSB adheres to a progressive discipline model that prioritizes the safety and well-being of every student," end quote. Alas, it would appear that this progressive discipline model is in desperate need of repair. That's because the very next day, there was another development to this story, namely on Thursday, more than 20 teachers at Elsie McGill walked off the job, apparently with the full backing of their union. You see, thanks to these young offender bullies, the school is no longer a safe space for students, and even teachers are now being physically assaulted. It's absolutely incredible. The DDSB seems to think that by accommodating these bullies and giving them endless second chances, that these young thugs will have a come to Jesus moment and modify their behavior independently. Instead, what's happening at Elsie McGill is that the bullies are setting the agenda. So much so that the school can no longer function. Whatever happened to tough love? Whatever happened to disciplining students that are out of control? Apparently, that is off the table for the progressives running the DDSB. We'll monitor this situation in the days and weeks ahead. In the meantime, these imbecilic educrats at the Durham District School Board really need to go back to school.
Can you believe it, folks? More outrage in the public school system. I think at Durham District School Board, they're more interested in pushing the radical trans agenda than they are in creating a safe environment for their students. We're here in Oshawa. I don't see the mainstream media covering this. We need your support. Please go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation.